for those who may not know what Bost is, and I can't imagine that there is, go over what you all do and how long have you been in Fort Smith?
I love to talk about Bost. So, 60 years, actually a little bit, 60 plus years that, we've been rooted in this community. And, our focus is to provide a great life to individuals from children to adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. We're really about meeting where they're at. We range from starting with daycares for early intervention so that we can help kids get ready for kindergarten or where their next place is that they're going. As well, the adult day programs where we have offer work. We offer training for individuals to go out into the community and work. And then we have our Medicaid waiver program, which is a community-based program that, again, helps individuals ranging from children all the way through adulthood, right, with what they need. Where do they have needs at? And we go and we meet those needs, from transportation to jobs to apartments, all kinds of things that we do for them.
And the success stories that you have are countless.
They are countless. I was thinking about that, Daren, before we got on here, and was trying, this year was filled with, or these last 2 years have been filled with so many negative things. And so I sat back, and it was kind of fun to do that and to think about some of those success stories and things that have continued to happen here. And it's the thing I always tell everybody is that we never stop doing business. We never stop taking care of people. And that first success is just all the people that do that come from their own homes to take care of somebody else and to give them a quality life. We learn to adjust. We do a wonderful arts program for our guys, and we started doing that online. We even had a little partnership with Crystal Bridges, sent us some home art kits to keep our guys busy. We started a dance program this year with Western Arkansas Ballet Company, and we're doing that with children and adults. So we look forward to getting to do those recitals and things one day. We have our acting program that we're doing with adults. It is so exciting. I got to go to the health college the other day. And as most people in this town in Fort Smith know, they have their first class of occupational therapists. And we had 6 performing artists from Bost go to the college and do some performances for one of those classes and teaching them about the therapeutic acting. And we also got to teach them about what Bost is. So when you look at those things, we completed 2 more apartments up in apartment buildings in Northwest Arkansas to where we're able to offer more affordable and accessible housing to individuals. We've been able to work on some of our facilities that were older to make sure that they were up to date and look at all the new technologies and ways to help people to be more independent.
Chris, speaking of adapting, last year, of course, the Grape Escapes was completely virtual. This year, it's a little bit past being virtual, but still not fully what it has been in the past. Kind of go over or explain what's happening for this year's event.
Yeah, so Daren, like you said, we are changing it up a little bit. We are going to have a live event, but it's not going to be the usual 500 plus people like normal. We're not going to sell tickets, unfortunately. We're doing it for the health and safety due to the pandemic, obviously. But we're going to have 200 to 250 people together, but mainly just kind of our partners that have partnered with us this year, in the past. So there's a little bit of a different change. It's our 20th anniversary, so we're hoping to do something bigger and better, but we're adapting.
And Chris, talk about the event itself. When folks get there, those who are going to be able to get in, this is really a way for them to sample wine and food that they may not be able to do elsewhere.
That's correct. Yeah. So we're actually going to change it up a little bit. We're actually going to have beer this year, which is a new thing. So we're going to still have several wineries and distributors. They'll, not as many tables as normal, but You know, you'll be able to sample a lot of different wines, like you said, that you may not be able to anywhere or, you know, anytime. We've got about 10 or 12 different, you know, local restaurants, caterers that are going to provide kind of small bites, et cetera, that you can basically eat and drink as much as you want, honestly. So we're hoping this is kind of a VIP party, essentially.
You know, that kind of makes it a unique event because it's going to be a little bit more intimate than it has in the past.
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of what we wanted to do. You know, it's not going to have a live auction like we normally do. We'll have a short program on Bost, but it's really just kind of mingling and getting to know everyone and just supporting a great cause.
And saying thanks to those who have helped you out or helped out in the past. Katie, this obviously one of the biggest fundraisers for Bost. How does this help Bost, the event?
Absolutely. You know, one thing that's been really big through this last 2 years is where you hear a lot of people talk about, you know, employees is a hard thing to get, right? And so for Bost, that's always been there for programs like us, but it's really started to be accentuated through these times. And so we've had to spend a lot of resources on trying to get benefits and pay and stuff for staff to keep them working with individuals. And then you go over to the program side and you talk about transportation, housing. Something we always talk about is that Bost helps individuals to make sure that they have affordable and accessible housing. And that's not something that we always get taken care of from our funding sources. And that continues. And again, as lots of things have been highlighted in this last little bit, those things were always here for Bost. They just went a little bit higher in our world. And so it's became even more important for us to not only internally, but externally look at where we need help and who can help. One thing that we did this past year with everything that has gone on was we stopped doing internal behavioral health services. And we went and formed a partnership with Western Arkansas Guidance Center. And it's really been an incredible partnership that has taken care of the mental health needs of individuals with disabilities. And that's allowed us to put resources in other places and us specialize where we are specialty and let other places specialize with that. And when you talk about events like Grape Escapes, I always say that it lets people know what Bost is. It's amazing to me how many people still don't know what it is. But it lends so much help towards the individuals that we serve and the people that are taking care of them each day.
I know, Chris, we would like to have the room full, and it's understandable that you can't because of COVID. How much are you looking forward to? And I hate to even bring it up, but look forward to next year when maybe we can do this with a big old room full of people.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can have the normal live event with as many people as we can next year. So, you know, we'll see.
All right, Chris Hedrick, event chair of Grape Escapes, and Katie Rains, the executive director of Bost. Thank you so much. Best of luck with the event on March 4th, and let's keep our fingers crossed for next year.
Thank you, Daren.
Thanks, Daren.